Welcome, everyone. So today we're diving into the world of NFTs and the legal risks and challenges that come with them.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating landscape, especially given how fast NFTs have skyrocketed in value from a niche market to multi-billion-dollar investments.
Right, exactly. What's crazy is that this whole market exploded in 2021 with sales that blew through the roof. We're talking about a $20 billion market that might even double by 2025, from digital art to sports collectibles.
Yeah, the rapid growth is mind-blowing. But with that boom come a ton of legal challenges, right?
Exactly. And one of the biggest issues is understanding what rights buyers actually acquire when they purchase an NFT. It's like it's like buying a certificate but not owning the real painting.
Right. For sure. Think about something like the case with LeBron James's slam dunk highlights in NBA Top Shot. You get the collectible, but the underlying copyrights remain, well, with the NBA.
Exactly. And that's just one slice of the pie. Copyright, intellectual property rights, and smart contract terms are all critical. The smart contracts essentially serve as the fine print.
Yeah,
They detail
exactly.
everything from royalty payments to usage rights.
And speaking of smart contracts, they're meant to cement the legal agreement between buyer and seller, right?
Yes, indeed, they assign ownership and manage transfers. But here's the kicker, those smart contracts must be drafted clearly. If they're too vague or have flaws, you're potentially leaving room for legal disputes.
Definitely. That reminds me of the case involving Amir Soleimani in the UK. He had a dispute over Beeple's NFT, right?
Exactly. Soleimani's case really underscored how the NFT market is still playing catch up with legal frameworks. Since NFTs aren't explicitly regulated yet, disputes like these highlight major ambiguities.
Yes, absolutely. And then there's the whole issue of privacy and data protection. Blockchain is immutable. So, how do you deal with the EU's right to be forgotten?
Oh, that's a huge one. The GDPR rules mean you have rights over your personal data, but blockchains are like permanently etched in stone. This creates a conflict with data protection laws.
Yeah, that's quite a conundrum, right? And then there's the problem of money laundering. NFTs can be used as a tool for laundering money since, you know, they offer decent anonymity.
Exactly. The anonymity factor is a double edged sword. On one hand, it fuels innovation and ease of transaction. On the other, it makes it easier for bad actors to exploit the system.
Yeah. And it's not just that, there's also significant security concerns. Hackers have become pretty crafty, often targeting those centralized NFT marketplaces.
Right, and we've seen some major incidents like the OpenSea phishing scandal where impersonators stole user assets. It's like um, a digital treasure hunt for hackers because the platforms often hold private keys.
Yep, exactly. That brings up another point, estate and succession planning for NFTs. Now, that's a topic that's not talked about enough. How do you even go about passing on digital assets?
Ah, yes, this is super interesting. Just like with traditional assets, NFT owners need to plan for succession. Passwords, private keys, these are the keys to digital kingdoms that need to be securely transferred. If not handled properly, the next generation might not even be able to access the collection.
True, that's a valid concern. And then there's the environmental impact. NFTs, especially those built on proof of work blockchains, have come under fire for their energy consumption.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of an ethical dilemma. Businesses need to consider these environmental factors, especially with the push toward more sustainable practices. Thankfully, some regulations are looking to curb extensive energy use, although there was that debated
Right,
EU
it's a relief
regulation on
for
proof of
crypto
work, which was
enthusiasts.
eventually rejected.
Now let's talk about the risk of fraud. Even with all the blockchain guarantees, fraud remains a prominent risk, doesn't it?
Correct. And it's ironic, right? The data is immutable once it's encoded, yet someone can mint duplicates or fake NFTs that technically look legitimate. It's like a replica sword that's all shiny but totally counterfeit. Consider the case of the fake Banksy NFT that raised a cool million in ETH.
That's a solid analogy. And on top of that, let's not forget about taxation. The tax treatment for NFTs is um all over the place and differs worldwide.
Exactly. It can be a maze. For creators, Selling an NFT might not trigger taxes immediately, but converting that digital currency to fiat does. Investors then have to deal with capital gains or losses, and the rules can be pretty complex depending on how long you held the NFT.
True, that can really catch you off guard if you're not prepared. Here's something I'm curious about, though. Don't you think that sometimes the hype around NFTs overshadows these legal pitfalls?
Well, that's a good point. There's definitely a lot of excitement around the potential revenue streams and innovation NFTs offer. However, ignoring the legal challenges can lead to significant pitfalls. I mean, if you're not paying attention to the fine print in the smart contracts, you might be buying a liability instead of an asset.
I see what you're saying. And sometimes companies seem to push forward with NFT projects, not fully accounting for multi-jurisdictional legal implications.
Absolutely, and that's where regulatory bodies are expecting to step in soon. The global nature of NFTs means that a single jurisdiction's rules might not be enough. Everyone from sellers to investors has to think internationally.
Yeah, it sounds like a huge balancing act. It's almost like the Wild West of digital assets. Unruly yet full of opportunity, right?
For sure, it's wild but very promising too. The current legal landscape is definitely in flux, and that uncertainty is both exciting and a bit daunting.
It's like riding a roller coaster. And as regulators catch up, we might see clearer frameworks emerge. But until then, caution is definitely the word of the day for both investors and creators.
Exactly. Folks need to do their homework, like ensuring the smart contracts reflect exactly the rights they intend to secure and that NFT deals happen on reputable platforms.
Absolutely. It's amazing how a single innovation like NFT can open up so many parallel discussions, from legal, security, to even environmental topics.
Yeah, and it's a reminder that every digital innovation comes with its own ecosystem of challenges. It's like building a new city. You need planners, laws, and infrastructure to support it properly.
Right, can't just build it and hope for the best. I do wonder, though, should the industry be pushing for faster regulatory clarity, or is the current ambiguity fostering more innovation?
That's a great point. I'd say it's a double-edged sword. The ambiguity allows for rapid experimentation and growth, but too much uncertainty can lead to exploitation and instability. In my view, a balanced approach is key. Clear enough to protect stakeholders, but flexible enough to allow creativity.
I agree with that stance. It sounds like for anyone engaging with NFTs, whether investing, creating, or buying digital art, consulting with legal experts should be a priority.
Absolutely. There's no substitute for expert legal advice tailored to your situation. Because at the end of the day, understanding the legal risks is not just about avoiding pitfalls, but about building a sustainable future for digital
Definitely,
assets.
that's the takeaway here. Well, this has been an eye-opening discussion, and it really shows how deep the NFT rabbit hole goes, from smart contracts to environmental concerns.
Exactly. And as the market matures, we'll likely see more solutions emerging to tackle these issues head on. Thanks for this insightful chat.
Yep, thanks. Until next time, everyone, stay curious and keep questioning the digital frontier.